When I was a kid, I really thought I knew what God was like until I started noticing things in the church that didn't really match what I believe. And that's when things got really complicated and really messy. So I grew up in the church. Literally, the moment my mom had me, we were up in that thing. But I loved it. I believed. I prayed about everything. I was literally like a little nun. Around fourth or fifth grade, I was told that the pastor of the church we were going to looked at a woman lustfully. And then the church split, and half the congregation left. And suddenly, everything I loved was gone and replaced with a new church, new people, and new friends. I didn't realize it at the time, but that was just the beginning of seeing that even church people mess up. So when I started middle school, my mom and I moved to Virginia, which again, I was the new girl, and I was desperately trying to fit in. So during summer school one night, I was supposed to be watching kids, but me and this guy took off to the next room, and we were just chopping it up in there. When the church found out, one of the deacons went off on me in front of everyone. And the director said I wasn't allowed to come back. It was really harsh and really embarrassing. I was literally 12 years old. And I just thought, dang, I'm just bad. So as I was thinking back to this, God gave me this revelation, and I want to see if you'll catch it. So, like I said, my takeaway for how the church handled my disobedience was I felt shame and I felt condemned. Like, I just messed up, and so you can't come back. Like, no mercy, no grace, no nothing. Just cutthroat. But when the director told my mom what happened, her response was, that was really harsh, and I'm really sorry that you had to endure that humiliation and condemnation for your mistake. My mom took my side. She pointed the finger back at the church and said, "Why are you condemning my daughter?" Did you catch it? Y'all, hear me out. When we make mistakes, God doesn't condemn us. God does not condemn us. Yes, I was in the wrong, but God's heart towards me is how my mom's heart was towards me. He knows we're imperfect, but He doesn't shame us. He meets us where we are, offers forgiveness, and gives us a chance to repent, to do better, and to be restored. Just imagine if the director would have said to me, "Yana, you left your post. That was very disobedient of you. But if you want to keep serving, I need to hear from you that you're going to be responsible next time. Will you agree to follow the rules?" That would have changed everything. That's what Jesus would have done. But since that didn't happen, I was just like, I'm done with the church. So fast forward to my sophomore year of high school, I found my way to church again. But it wasn't for the right reasons. I was there to be seen. I was there to hang out. Honey, I was there to see boys, really. I hadn't changed at all. Back then, we loved being on Facebook. And the youth pastor was like policing my Facebook, texting me like he was my dad. All the while, his wife was over there cheating on him. After they're all giving their testimony about how they waited till marriage. It was so messy. And it left such a bad taste in my mouth. And at that point, I just believed church wasn't safe. It wasn't a safe place. And that God wasn't there. So I drifted away. not just from church, but from God. Up until my freshman year of college, I just believed that God was mad at me and that I messed up too much. Until one day, I was in the shower crying, yelling at God, and saying, "You left me, God. Where are you?" And he answered me so quick, I'll never forget it. And he said, "I never left you. I've always been here for you. You're the one who walked away from me." And in that moment, he met me with all my childhood memories and all that peace that I used to feel when I was close to him. After that, God carried me through school, okay? I was not the brightest student, so he really got me through. But once I graduated, I drifted again. Started drinking, coping in unhealthy ways, just lost. Then my mom introduced me to a new church, and when I walked in, I felt God's presence again. Like, whoa, he's here. And that was the shift. I stopped drinking in 2019. I started reading my Bible. I started rebuilding my relationship with him. Then I moved to Connecticut for my first travel assignment. And it was just me and God. And those were the loneliest days of my life. But also where he met me and kept me. Then COVID hit. And you guessed it, I drifted away again. But when I moved here 4 years ago, I started going to my current church. Shout out Pillar. And since then, I've seen God move in the most wild ways, y'all. The week that I was praying about whether I should move or stay in Arizona, the sermon was about finding a home and staying planted. I was like, all right, got my answer. Then when I started a prayer closet, that same week, the message was about prayer and creating a special place to pray. All right. And then most recently, I was struggling with really having a pure heart and loving people intentionally. And the sermon was about loving people. And I know that's just a simple thing, but sometimes it's really hard when the people are not nice. Okay, God, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. So if you're watching this and you've had a negative church experience or someone misinterpreted God and made you feel unworthy, trust me, I get it. But please, don't give up on God just because of imperfect people. Keep seeking him. Because Matthew 7:7 says, those who seek are gonna find. Now I see church so much differently. Church is where we go to meet with God, not perfect people. There is no such thing as a perfect church. And I don't 100% agree with every single thing that is said at my church. And if someone at church rubs me the wrong way, guess what? That's not a reflection of God. That's just a reminder that we all need grace. So now, my gaze isn't horizontal, looking for what I can find wrong. Because I'm gonna find some stuff. But when I go, I'm looking vertically, and I'm looking for God's presence. God's presence is warm. He's inviting. He's sweet. So yeah, I found my way back to God. And if you take that step of faith and go looking for him, he will meet you. He will find you. He will love you. Because God himself is the best representation of God. And he is amazing.